My name is Arvind Kala and I live in Delhi. How many illegal Bangladeshis live in India? 1 million, 5 million, 10 million? No one knows. But for 40 years, I've heard successive Indian governments talking about deporting Bangladeshis. So why don't they? Not even Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah, though they've spent 7 long years in the office. And this was one of the main poll planks, expelling Bangladeshis. But they haven't done so. I'll draw up an analogy here. Can you remove salt and oil from a meat curry? No, you cannot, because the salt and oil have dissolved into the meat curry. In the same way, the Bangladeshis who've come here over the decades have dissolved into Indian society. So when the Indian government talks about locating Bangladeshis and deporting them, I'm reminded of a blind man looking for a black cat in a pitch black room. No, they'll never find that, which is why they have no idea how many Bangladeshis live here, whatever their definition of Bangladeshi may be. I remember 4 years ago, BJP's Junior Minister for Home, Mr. Kiran Rijiju, said there were 20 million Bangladeshis. 16 years ago, Manmohan Singh's government said there were 12 million. Another statistician of the Indian Statistical Institute calculated that between 1981 and 1991, something like 90,000 Bangladeshis entered India illegally every year. So nobody knows a thing. But having said that, let's remember one thing about the Bengal, our Bengal and Bangladesh, these two contiguous areas. They contain an enormous 250 million people, which is as much as the population of France, Germany, England, and Italy. And this is one of the densest populated areas of the world. And let's also not forget one thing. Today, what is Bangladesh and West Bengal and the rest of India, they were one till 70 years ago. Before the British left, the British drew a line which demarcated Bangladesh as East Pakistan. But does drawing that line separate two people living together? No. So who came in and who went out? When? Who knows? So this is absolutely impossible. 250 million people we are talking of. Then there were a million other complications. West Pakistan cracked down on its eastern wing, which is Bangladesh now, killed 500,000 to 1 million Bangladeshis. 10 million fled to India. 7 million of them settled in West Bengal. 1 million went to Tripura. 500,000, etc., went to this thing. And how many of them stayed behind? I'm talking of 50 years ago, when there were no computers, nothing, no computation. So how many disappeared where? Who can say? And then, then there was so look at our Citizenship Act. It's been amended 6 times. And each time the BJP says, not one illegal foreigner will be allowed to stay in India. And their meaning is always Bangladesh, because there are no illegal entrance from Pakistan. So it's always that. It just remains big talk and nothing else. It exists on paper or nothing else. I remember the Citizenship Act. Now let's take one thing. Assam had an accord 35 years ago. They were complaining about Bangladeshis in Assam. So they drew up a line that, after 25th December or something, anybody who entered India was illegal. So it produced 1,000 hassles, unworkable hassles. Assam produced a national register of citizens. Some years ago, when they drew up, they excluded 40 lakh people from that. So there was an outcry. They amended it 2 years ago, and they've excluded 19.6 lakh people from citizenship out there. And now each one of them has to go to a foreigners tribunal to prove that he's an Indian or whatever. So these things are just not doable. That is where I'm faulting Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah, who are great patriots. You see, you can, just because you want to do something doesn't mean is doable. I want to be a WWF wrestler, but I'm just this thin guy doing videos. So everything you want to do is not doable. but they have no idea that there's some things that there's a problem without a solution. Routinely, and when people talk very glibly about Bangladeshis entering here, they're coming for employment. They come and they go. Who's a Bangladeshi living here? Who's not? They jump over a barbed wire. There's a illegal cow smuggling. You go to YouTube and you'll find cows being hoisted over the barbed wire on the border. Cows from India being taken to Bangladeshi by willing smugglers on both sides. And Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah talk of border security force and border security force. Out there, they're known as the border smuggling force. That is the reality. Well, I have a lot of patriotic friends. Their patriotism has been wakened by Modi. And they always say, hey, don't you think a country must seal its borders so that people can't enter freely? True, but it's not doable. For instance, we have a 4,000-kilometer border with Bangladesh. And half of that border, around 2,200 kilometers, lies with West Bengal. The rest is adjacent to Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura. So this is like, Delhi trying to stop entrance from Uttarakhand, from UP, from adjoining Rajasthan, from adjoining Haryana. There are many things which are not doable. And of the 4,000-kilometer border between India and Bangladesh, 900 is not fenced. 900 kilometers is not fenced because it's riverine. So it's impossible to fence it. And the second thing is that even the fence that we have, long though it is and high though it is, it's not electrified. It's too expensive to do that, planting gensets there, running border patrols, which we do in Pakistan along the LOC, because that's a matter of security. We don't have the same, we don't fear an attack from Bangladesh, but we do fear something mischievous from Pakistan. So there are lots of these things. So all the time, you have Bangladeshi, illegal Bangladeshis, we'll expel them. Well, expel them for heaven's sake. We've got tired of listening to your promises. Okay, friends, bye-bye. And there's a red button below. It's subscribe. If you liked what I've said, please press that. And please send this to all your friends and all your enemies. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. I'll enjoy mine. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.